Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy J Trip, and welcome to That's a Shoot. This is my weekly show where I talk about the good and the bad goings on in the world of professional wrestling, called Put Over and Buried. Then I have our main topic of the show. This week, we're going to part 3 of the characters' best iterations. Before then, as always, Put Over and Buried. And first, Put Over. The first thing we got to put over is, of course, R-Truth being his hilarious self again. He comes up against Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet, kind of training as Apollo Crews is going to have a match against MVP. And he comes up and he calls Cedric Alexander Cedric the Entertainer. And it's just hilarious. So he's just it's so cool. Our truth is the gift that keeps on giving, and it's so funny. And so shout out to that one. I had to put that on. I just thought that was hilarious. Also, good to see Ricochet back in the ring on Raw. Long time I've not seen him, and um, he was doing that tag team thing with Cedric Alexander, and I thought they were going to like do something with that. They just kind of haven't. Just kind of let that slide. That's a shame. They should be, you know, they should be in that tag team scene. Um, so yeah, I was kind of upset about that. But I was glad to see him back. He wrestled Bobby Lashley. So yeah, hopefully we'll see more of Ricochet and Cedric, even if it is in this type of, um, jabber to the stars type of thing. But yeah, good to see Ricochet. And then we go to NXT. Last put over was Adam Cole and the Keith Lee package. I thought it was fantastic. Great look into what was going on with these two and what's going to happen. I'm sure some of you know that there was a screenshot leaked that kind of saw Keith Lee, you know, put out there as the double champion. Um, there is a thing that another NXT superstar says that they filmed 2 episodes, um, 2 endings to the match. Um, so I don't know. To me, Keith Lee okay, but I would have loved to see Adam Cole. I would love to see Adam Cole get it, become double champion, and then have him lose both titles at the Takeover at SummerSlam. But listen, who knows what they have in store? So, way to go for Keith Lee, and if it is true, but we'll find out Wednesday if it is or it isn't. But that being said, the package they did for the match was fantastic. And now to bury, and the first thing we're going to bury is MVP beating Apollo Crews on Raw. Now, it's not to say that MVP should not be should be beating people or anything like that. I think he's okay. I don't want to sound off a hypocrite because I had no problem with the Big Show beating Andrade. But I think the story here is going to be Cruz and Lashley, right? I think that's the story here. So so why not have Apollo Cruz beat MVP and then like have Lashley come in, put the lock on Apollo Cruz, the Phil Nelson, and then have Alexander and Ricochet come down, and that's when you can do the Lashley Ricochet match. That would have worked the same way. It would have worked the same way, and then you didn't have to beat Apollo Cruz, But whatever. I just thought there was a better way of doing that. The next bury comes from AEW, and it's Taz taking a shot at WWE. This is just, it's this is why I didn't want, another, you know, another organization to be, come up and start doing now it's just gonna be just taking shots back and forth, and it's not about it's not about doing doing things for your fan base or doing things, that you think the fan base would like, anything like that. It's not about trying to do each other. They do going to do the Great American Bash, and then they're going to do, now Taz is going to take a shot at the WWE, which, by the way, WWE made Taz. I don't care the fact that Taz was in ECW. Taz became a bigger star when he went to WWE, and now he's taking shots at him. So, it's ridiculous. But what's going on here, and this is why I really didn't want AEW to really really just succeed for this exact same reason, you know. But all of this, stupid bullshit, and then that leads right into the final berry, which was Tony Khan's hypocrisy. Uh, about a month ago, Tony Khan put something out on Twitter where he was talking where he wanted people. He talked about a story when he tried to get his friends in to enjoy to watch wrestling with him, and he would turn it on, and then it would be cringeworthy. Cringeworthy. And that's what he didn't want AEW to be, was cringeworthy. When first of all, we all have different tastes, so it's we all have different tastes. So him putting out Orange Cassidy or him putting out um them doing a puppy battle royal, that shit's cringeworthy to me and to a lot of people. That shit's cringeworthy. So fuck Tony Khan and his his you know elitist with all elite. He's becoming an elitist. He thinks he's so much better than everybody else. Go fuck yourself off, man. Really, you ain't nothing. So this is hypocrisy, and I hate hypocrites. That's one of my biggest things. I really hate hypocrites. One of my biggest pet peeves in the world. And Tony Khan right now is one of the biggest hypocrites around. Now for our main topic. Our main topic today is in what were the best versions of certain characters. This is part 3. We may do part 4 and 5 as we go on, but for right now, this is where we're going to stop. So we've got 10 wrestlers, and we're going to go through each wrestler and talk about what do I think were the best iterations of the character, best versions. Let's start with Kurt Angle. What was Kurt Angle's best version? He had a lot of good versions, but I think his best version was his 2003 run to about 2005 before he went to ECW. That run, I think, was amazing. Even though he still could do the funny bits and everything like that, it was he wasn't like the almost the idiot savant that he had become. That he had started out with. You know, almost started out being like this idiot savant of wrestling when he first showed up. But then, all the way up until about 2000 and 2002. But when 2003 came along, he just became this incredible wrestler. And it was fantastic stuff. It was some really, really good stuff. His work was awesome. His mic work was impeccable. And he was just all in all, just a fantastic performer. And he's one of the all-time greats. There's no doubt about that. So I think for me, the best Kurt Angle is his 2003 to 2005 Kurt Angle. Next, we're going to CM Punk. What was the best CM Punk? I think this was his best in the world, CM Punk. When he came back from winning the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. From that point on, from that point up until when he left, being the best in the world, that was his best iteration of his character. Obviously, the pipe bomb, the matches with John Cena, the matches with everybody, he was just incredibly great, and really, really good stuff there. So I really think it was his point in time, and at that point it was still there was even still like the Undertaker had the streak. So when CM Punk was wrestling the Undertaker. There was even some thought that maybe he could even, maybe have the streak, but obviously that did not happen. So, um, some really, really good stuff there. And I really think that the best in the world, Punk, from 2011 until he retired, until he left WWE, that has been his best iteration of his character. Daniel Bryan. What was Daniel Bryan's best iteration? Now, some would say that it is even maybe even going back to maybe even Bryan Danielson, um, who was the all-out guy at Ring of Honor, and maybe that was his best character, his best work. Um, but I did not watch a lot of his work in Ring of Honor, so I'm sticking right now to WWE. And his best work was obviously that roller coaster ride that he went on and got hot and for everybody. And so I think him being the all in out player is what makes that, you know really, the best as you can be. So I think it was from what it was like late 2013 up until his his uh his relinquishment of the Intercontinental title in 2015. I think that's the time frame there. That's the best Daniel Bryan right there. 2013 to when he retired in 2015. Charlotte Flair. What has been the best version of Charlotte Flair? And it's the one we're seeing right now. I think her ring work right now is the best it's ever been. She's incredible. She is without the best wrestler in the world, female wise. And the character work she's doing is incredible. And I know some people think that she's overexposed, but again, they're being hypocrites because here we had Bailey and Sasha going on both shows, but I don't see it on Twitter. Oh, Bailey and Sasha overexposed, yada yada yada. No, it's all bullshit. It always has. So it's the bullshit with Roman Reigns and it's bullshit now with Sasha Banks. Not Sasha Banks, with Charlotte Flair. She's the best woman wrestler in the world, and she proves it time in and time out. So, for right now, the best iteration of the Charlotte Flair character is the one we're seeing right now. So, you need to sit back, relax, enjoy, and stop bitching about it. This is awesome. Becky Lynch. What is the best version of Becky Lynch? Where's not the man? No, the man is tired and is old, and if she decides to come back, it there needs to be a character change, and I hope Seth Rollins is continuing doing the Monday Night Messiah gimmick because I would love to see her join into that and her be part of that gimmick, you know, and her being the I don't know the Virgin Becky, I guess maybe I don't know, but whatever it is. Um, love to see her do something else than being the man. It was get older and it's tired. Her best character version was the last kicker. It was the one that she came up to the main roster with, and the one that was good, all the way until they tried to turn her heel. And you know what? And I still say this till this day. If they should have waited 1 week because if they would have waited 1 week, I think that heel turn could have worked and it could have been something special. It could have been something really, really special, but they just dropped it, and and I understand why, and I understand why sort of, they were trying to, and she just it seemed like the more heelish stuff she did, the more she got cheered for. So at some point, you just got to go, well, okay, just let her cheer, just let her get cheered. So and whatever that was. But it's not. It was just that heel character could have been fantastic, but her best character is obviously the last kicker. Mark Henry, best character of Mark Henry was not Sexual Chocolate. It was the Hall of Pain. Obviously, the Hall of Pain. That's what I do. It's Hall of Fame. It's worthy. I loved it. So, um, gotta go with the Hall of Pain for Mark Henry. It's incredible. It's when he won his first World Heavyweight Championship. It's when he was probably the best at doing the work. And we just heard on the Stone Cold Broken Skull Sessions that you know, if there were some more people that were more open to him, he could have been better, a lot better, a lot quicker than what he was. But because he came in with the contract and everything like that, I think the only reason why he really didn't flame out was because Taker liked him apparently. Taker really liked Mark Henry. So because if Taker like you, then you're more than likely gonna get some chances unless you're that chronic, unless you're the chronic people. But yeah, so but yeah, Mark Henry's best iteration was the Hall of Pain. Mark Henry. When Bret Hart went on his own and became a singles guy, for the most part he was the same character for most of his career from the 1997. He was the same guy. He had a little time when he came back from the shoulder work '94. He lost to Bob Backlund at the Survivor Series. When he came back in '95, he had a little more of an edge, for a little while. Maybe a little bit more willing to break the rules, so to speak. But um, it was still basically still the same character. But once he turned heel in '97, and he had and it was just the whole thing where he's going to be a baby face everywhere other than the United States. That was his best character. That was his best iteration without question. I loved it. I loved how they were able to do it too. They were able to turn him only against the people in America, and not anywhere else. He cheered. And same thing with the rest of the Hart Foundation members. So really, really good. So I think the best iteration was the '97 Bret Hart, who was the heel. That one was the best Bret Hart. And we can't do Bret without doing on. Best character iteration of On Hart was the King of Hearts when he won the King of the Ring in June of '94, up until what you say maybe um, um, March '95 when he won the tag titles with Yokozuna. That run of him being the King of Hearts was incredible, and it was something that is just it was character. It was probably his best every type of work, and it was just wonderful, wonderful to watch and wonderful to see. And I think without question, one of the favorites of mine is King of Hearts, On Heart, and I think he is the best character iteration of On. Charles Wright was known as many different characters. He was known as the Spooky, Papa Shango. He was also known as Kama Mustafa. No, at first he was known as Kama, and then when he joined the Nation, he was Kama Mustafa. And then when he's turned to Godfather. And then once the Nation went their separate ways, he went down the road of being the champ. And that's his best character iteration of whoever he was the Godfather. It was funny. It was incredible. It was entertaining. Um, he wasn't necessarily maybe the best, but he could get things done. I wouldn't I'm not here to say that he's never going to give you the 4 and 5 star matches that a lot of people will like to see, but he could easily give you the 3.5 star matches that were entertaining, that were fun, and that that wouldn't make you turn your head and throw up. So I think without question, to me, the Godfather was Charles Wright's best character, and I I don't know if you can do the Godfather's thing now. I don't know. He's made several returns to WWE as the Godfather, although they've never talked about you know any of his past lifestyles. But I think pretty much all of us loved it and know what it is. Even like the new fans, they know what the Godfather is. But yeah, so I'm gonna say the Godfather obviously is the best one that Charles Wright has ever done. And finally, Sean Waltman. What was Sean Waltman's greatest character? As good as X Pac was, and as good as Six Pac was, the 1, 2, 3 kid, his original one was the best one. The super, what a white meat babyface underdog should be, and he was incredible. I think if turning him heel, I don't know. I don't know if turning him heel was the right move. Having him sell out to the $1 Million Man. I don't know if that was the actual right idea, but whatever it was, it did come up with some interesting prospects. We had that crybaby match with the kid and Razor, and yeah, there was a lot of things going on that year in '96. So, but yeah, I think the 1, 2, 3 kid, his first run in WWE, that was the best run. Him as a babyface, not the heel. I would say that we could stop when he turned heel. But when him as a face, that one was the best. So got to give it up to that. The 1, 2, 3 kid and Sean Waltman. That was his best character of that he portrayed. All right, y'all, and that was it for this episode of That's a Shoot. Put your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you thought about my putovers, what you thought about my berries, and of course, what do you think about my selection for the best versions of the certain characters that these great superstars portray? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you go to patreon.com/AJTrip to become a patron. Once I hit a number, set my number of patrons, you'll be able to select what you see here on my YouTube channel, what you see me play on my Twitch channel, and then what you hear me talk about on my podcast. So yes, yeah, that was it. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Thank you guys, as always, for so much for watching. Make sure you like the video, you share the video, you subscribe to the channel. And always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJ Tripp, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.